am excited to be talking with you today about a buddy program that we'd like to kick off here, and we need your support in order to do that. So the hope is we're going to give you a little more information today, give you a chance to talk to some people around you about this, so please don't be quiet, and if you have questions along the way, stop us and we'll make sure we get all that answered. Stop me, I'm usually with a group of people. So come on a journey to dream how we might fully encourage one another. Let's see if it's going to start. Oop. Except it wasn't supposed to start yet. Just kidding. Here we go. So we each have a circle around us with people we care about, and maybe some people that we wish we could care about a little bit more than we do. And our circles all intersect, and those ripples roll out, and we cause some ripples on other people's circles as well. We're going to join Brad Montague here for a minute as he reflects on how those circles all come together. And as you watch, consider what circles are around you. Those subtitles were really off. If you were watching, I apologize. It was kind of funny. Take a second and turn to someone that you are near and introduce yourself if you haven't met before, and then share what's something you love about being part of the LaGrave circle. Take about 10 more seconds. We're keeping this brief today. Okay, finish the sentence that you're on. Thank your person next to you. anyone want to share something quickly? We'll take just two. What do you love about being part of this LaGrave circle? I know you can be brave.
The list is too long.
The list is too long. Pete, I know you, so I'm going to pick on you.
I'm sorry?
What do you love about LaGrave?
Oh, man. Do you have an hour?
I've got 10 seconds.
We were drawn to LaGrave 20-some years ago, and we were immediately impressed by the warmth of the members of LaGrave. We really felt welcomed by them.
I love that. That ties into what we're doing today, that warm, welcoming feeling that we're bringing. One more.
Teaching, preaching, and music.
Teaching, preaching, and music.
They're all here, right?
They are. That's what brought us here too.
It's just got a good foundation.
Thanks for sharing. So about a year ago, a few circles began intersecting here at LaGrave. Someone raised a wondering about how the Disability Youth Awareness Committee and our Youth Ed Committee might work together more closely and really start to impact a wider circle of people here. So in March of last year, a connection was made intentionally between those two committees. And by May, we had a collaborative meeting of a few people coming together saying, what are we doing well and what can we expand and do better along the way? One of the big things that came up from that was we just needed more information. So how could we pull in the families that had those extra needs and intentionally bring them along so that we could learn from them? So that morphed into a meeting in October, which was fabulous. And we had 3 families come together and a group from the Joint Committee, and we got to ask questions and listen and take away all that good stuff that came from that. And I see a few of you were here for that, so if you think of anything that I should be saying, please jump in. But over the course of the conversation, 2 big themes really came to the surface. One was continuing to grow the community where kids are known and welcomed and accommodated with some of those unique needs that they might have. Really, society as a whole is growing more aware of those needs for accommodations and that people interact with the world differently, and how can we do a better job of supporting those different ways that we're interacting with the world. And part of that question then became too, we have some really strong, long-held traditions here at LaGrave, so how can we start to blend those traditions that we hold near and dear to our heart and grow it so that we can accommodate some of our kids and adults who might need a little extra something. And then the second idea, which is why you're all here today, even though you might not have known it, was we really started seeing a need for some peer support for our youth especially. So while many of our youth are able to independently navigate many of the programs that we're offering here, we're also finding that some might need just a little bit of extra help and a nudge and some ways to engage more fully in the life of our church. And so the question really became, how could we naturally build in some of these supports to encourage friendship and connection? So here we are. We are ready. We've got a group together, and we're just embarking on this journey to grow our collective awareness and interaction with others. And the group has really come together to champion this project of pulling a buddy system together. So you might be asking, what is a culture of peer support? A culture of peer support is one where adults are nurturing those interactions among peers and with some intentional training for peers and some information to effectively engage with kids who they might not otherwise engage with, or for kids who might be a little shy and need a little extra, and we need just to provide that little extra support to initiate those interactions. In a study entitled From Barriers to Belonging, a group of researchers found that students with and without disabilities have much to gain from ongoing supports to learn and laugh and enjoy life together with inclusive activities. God calls us to love one another fully and to encourage one another. So let's do that and build that love of others more fully in our children and youth. So, what might it look like to bring a culture of peer support to our community? It might look like pairing 2 kindergarten-age friends together so that Susie has a hand to hold and a smile waiting for her. She pauses at the foot of the stairs, unsure if she has enough courage to make it up to her classroom. It might look like Joey, who's in 5th grade, leaving his class a few minutes early to meet Johnny, who's in 3rd grade, so they can walk down to the sanctuary together before the 11 o'clock service. Johnny gets distracted, and Joey is a friendly reminder to keep moving. It might look like high school age Fred joining 4th grade Mike at a Wednesday night event. Mike loves to participate, but keeping up with the instructions can be really hard. Fred is there to keep him organized, and it allows Mike to follow along without the added pressure of trying to organize all that information in his brain. It might look like Sarah riding the elevator with Claire, who can climb the stairs, but the elevator is a fun way to help her overcome anxiety about getting to choir. And she loves choir, but oh boy, that walk down the stairs can be overwhelming. Sarah then sits next to Claire, and extra visual support showing her which page to find as choir begins. The beautiful thing about a program like this is there's no right way to do this, and there's no right or wrong way to be a friend. The only right thing to do is taking a leap and loving your friend. So, friendship takes work. Finding friends, nurturing friendships, scheduling FaceTime, it all takes a tremendous amount of work. But it's worth it. If you put in the effort, you'll see the rewards of positive friends who will make your life extraordinary. Again, it's going to be really quick. I'm sorry we get just a small amount of time together in the morning, but let's reflect for a minute on a time that you needed a friend and who was there for you. And reflect on a time that you got to be there for a friend. You can get up and move if you want, or you can stay comfy in your seats. I know it's nice to just stay put in the morning. But make eye contact with someone who's close to you and turn and talk just briefly about a time that you got to be a friend for someone. You got to be there to be that support. It's a lot of talking this morning. This is your 30-second warning. Finish the sentence that you're on, and then say thank you to your partner. Turn back this way. I won't ask for any specifics, but raise your hand if you could think of a time that you were able to help someone. I'm going to be worried if you all don't raise your hand. Raise your hand if there was a time you were able to help someone. Mr. College Professor. Think about that feeling inside. How did you feel when you were able to be that helper for someone? Think.
You feel like you've been helped more than the person you tried to help.
Bingo. It's beautiful because it goes both ways, doesn't it? That person who needed that extra moment of help got what they needed to feel successful, and you, as the giver, had a moment to feel something too. Yes?
Can I share? So my oldest son, Caleb, has a heart condition, and we gave birth and flew out to Ann Arbor, and we spent months and months through multiple heart surgeries there. And LaGrave was amazing at helping, but it felt really odd as a parent to be like, I need sneakers and highlighters, and it's random things that you don't think, you're like, oh, I can just handle it. But when you give somebody else the opportunity to help, it was such a blessing because I think the congregation didn't know how to help. So it takes a lot from both parts, but it's a blessing, like you said, to both people. So.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so does anybody know the author Peter Reynolds? He's an author, illustrator, probably one of my favorite. He worked with an autism society in Missouri to put together this brief picture of what it could look like to be a friend to someone. So we're going to take 2.5 minutes, I think it is. 2.5 minutes and watch in an animated way what this could look like. So the question today is, how can you be that one person? Oh, it does this all the time. There we go. One tree can start a forest. One smile can begin a friendship. One hand can lift up a soul. One word can frame a goal. One candle can wipe out darkness. One laugh can conquer gloom. One hope can raise your spirits. One touch can show you care. One life can make a difference. Be that one today. So this work of the buddy program can only work with your ideas and support. So what small step can you take to help bring a culture of peer support to our community? So we're going to get some ideas generating. I was going to call it speed dating, and that sounded weird, so we're going to call it speed friending here. And for the next, I'm looking at the time here. We're starting to run short. I said 5 minutes. We'll kind of see how the conversation's going, and I might cut it short. But we're going to make your way around the room and chat with others about what sparked your interest today and what you think you might be able to do to help support this type of work. And then we'll come back together for a quick chat and share out as the time winds down. So the 2 questions are, and it's kind of up there, what step can you take? So I'm going to start some music. When the music's playing, it's kind of like a freeze dance type of thing. Musical chairs. You're going to stand up and walk and find somebody that you know or you don't know that you can have a quick conversation with. And when the music stops, you're going to start talking. And then when the music starts again, you're going to say thank you to that person, and you're going to head off and meet somebody else. And when the music stops, have a quick conversation, and we're going to do this just a couple times. Questions about what to do? I know it's really awkward. Sorry, I'm going to make you talk to people today. You thought you got to sit. Okay, here we go. Say a quick thank you and move on, or don't. Or not. If you're having a good conversation, just ignore me and keep talking. It's all good. Here's your 30-second warning. Here's the worst part of presenting. I have to stop your good conversation and tell you to dance your way back to your seat. If you haven't had a chance yet, say thank you to your group. You can sit back down. Sorry. I'm looking at the time. They're going to tell me you're supposed to go to church soon. I'll stay and keep talking. I did not give you the instruction ahead of time about how to come back. I apologize. That was a big error on this teacher's part. Okay. Would anybody like to share out a question or a thought you had, an idea?
Right there. Well, we had some discussions. One of them was the church programs that we have now, including GEMS, would be to make the leaders aware in those programs to make that a priority or something to consider.
Yes.
They already have the kids together, for instance, and
Yes.
do you see one that might need help? Try to pair it with somebody else. So I think in the church programs that we have existing, it could just be a focus.
Yes. Yes.
I'm into them. We've used the buddy system for years with that population. And we find that kids, once they have a buddy, do stick longer with programs. Sometimes they're too shy to come. So sometimes it's a buddy from their school, somebody they know that doesn't go to LaGrave. We'll be able to reach out with parents, but it's a program. And so like bringing the two organizations together is key to make a system so that when parents are like, oh, my kid is shy, how do I get them to GEMS? It's already established. Like this is the way that we can do, these are options as opposed to us trying to individually with each child find those things. Because a lot of parents aren't comfortable coming forward and saying, my kid wants to come, but these are our hardships. So yes, more support would be great. Combination of both.
Yes.
Well, I don't know how, this isn't totally related, but I have a son, George, who's 21, and like he wants to sing in the choir so badly. But like he has autism, and it wouldn't. I think he could kind of maybe sort of do it, but just the standards are probably a little too high. And so I think maybe just something where, like maybe sometimes there could be, for instance, like a choir where anyone can participate and where it doesn't have to be like really good. So, I don't know, so it'd be great even if you were able to do the regular choir all the time, but it's like way too early for me. So, but I don't know, just.
But that's a great point. Or how could we get a young adult in our church to be a buddy, and they could do it together?
Yeah, just because you mentioned something about balancing like the traditions of LaGrave with
but with accommodating some new things.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I do think that's like a big thing to think about.
Yes.
Needs to show up at our house at 4 o'clock today, because we have a choir that meets every other Sunday afternoon just to sing for the fun of it.
Oh, he is actually in the choir,
So he can
but
do that.
he wants to be in the church choir.
Okay.
And I don't know, but that's
He's welcome.
okay.
Connection. Pete.
This is to Laura. George sang in a choir in high school. What if somebody from Calvin's choir, I'm sorry, LaGrave we're at now, LaGrave's choir were to introduce him and welcome him to choir? Would he be interested in coming? He reads music.
He doesn't read music.
Oh,
That's
he
part of the
doesn't.
problem. He's a good ear, but I have to teach him everything, and I think the music just comes at you too quickly. Like you don't have weeks to learn it, and so it just makes it hard. Just that it's not coming at a more relaxed pace.
Like high school.
Like high school, where they
Stretches it out.
entire semester to learn it.
I'm going to tuck that away in my brain.
So
We're going to think about it. Okay, our time together here is coming to a close. At the bottom of the handout that's on the back table is this LaGrave Buddy bit.ly link, and it's going to take you to Google Forms. So if you think of anything where you're like, gosh, I would love to see this type of thing implemented, or gosh, I would love to help you create this system, because we are still in that early infancy stage of how are we going to create a system to find out who needs a support and then link them to a person that would be really great for them. We would love to have your ideas or your thoughts. Or if you think, gosh, I would love to be that person to be able to provide some support to an individual, please put my name on a list and think of me. If you come up with somebody who might be a good fit for me, we would love to have your names as well. So that can all be done right at that link. And then for those of you, like, I apologize for I heard you, Peter, I heard you say the microphone was hard.
I can hear you now.
Yes, I'm sorry. I should have just given it up the whole time. It's a hard balance. I will send you.
But other people wouldn't have been
Yes, I know, it's such a balance. I can download this with the speaker notes and send it to you so you have it.
I got it.
You got it. Never mind. You're good to go. We want to accommodate, and it's such a balance. So if you need copies of the slides or anything along the way, I would be more than happy to share those out. You can also find the slides at this Growing You Buddy link as well if you'd like to look back at anything. So as our time here wraps up, let's pray together one more time, and I'm going to get rid of the mic for this part. So I'll be as loud as I can. God, thank you for bringing us together for an opportunity to dream about what it might look like to grow in our friendship and love and intentional support of one another. Bring us wisdom and creativity as we bring to build a system of support for our youth. And let us always keep the love of one another at the center of the work. Amen. Thank you for being here today. I know we're at the end of the time. If you have questions or comments or anything, I will be here for a little bit.